has a negative connotation to it, but a little bit of, okay, sure, I'll go ahead and throw this game, here. And then so they're going to ban this based off this character. I'm going to go there. Play the counter pick game.
Yeah, chess, not checkers.
Yeah. So it'll be curious to see how that plays out, especially with, 3 out of 5s.
Yeah, absolutely. You have the time to sit and adapt and really get into the nitty-gritty of what not only your game plan is, but what your opponent's trying to game plan as well.
And it looks like they really are thinking about that here as we sitting on the stage selecting. It looks like they're
deep in thought.
Thought about it. So what are you thinking that we'll see first? Just,
I would assume not FD and not Smashville.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Battlefield, honestly. I feel like that's what we're probably going to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my 2 chips on Battlefield. No.
And they made liars out of both of us.
They did. All right, well, quick win already for team. Not a win in the sense, but like a point on the board.
Right. So we open
little victories.
So there you see that Nest Villager matchup happening already there on the left-hand side. A little bit of... Looks like Dragoniota is just kind of swinging for the fences here.
Yeah, that C-stick clearly well-oiled today.
Certainly is. As Moser already coming in clutch with a little bit of a save there. And Max, first stock, erased just like that. I think he was sitting at like 122. So.
Yeah, it was a quick 100%, but that down smash so good against Mac. Not even really a lot of thought going into it, too. They just throw it back and let that yo-yo sit.
Yeah, just let it rip.
Mac can't do anything.
Let it rip. So it seems like both members of the red team are just pressing a lot of buttons, you know what I mean? Just being super active. But they do take away that first stock of blue team, so we're kind of squared up here.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like everything gets squaresy real quick, and I mean you see Dragoniota having to fight his way out of the disadvantage state, not where Mac wants to be.
Oh, wow, that's great. Villager coming in to bust up that grab, allow Dragoniota to maintain that KO punch, which he's going to knock out both stocks with that.
Yeah, it's one of the things where, like, Moser was at a pretty low percent, a pretty high percent, compared to Cyanide's, like, really early stock there, so it's unfortunate.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I was going to say it's unfortunate for Dragoniota how he got snapped up in that cooldown and lost that stock, so he wasn't really able to capitalize off of the momentum of the KO punch.
Taking tons of damage already. 56 on this last stock here. Moses probably going to have to be the tank for sure.
Yeah, and Moser typically does a pretty good job of that.
See the KO punch back online.
Still online despite the back throw. Barely making his way back on stage, and he quickly retreats the center to the safety center.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to be here. This is the bad place. This is the upside down. Things get very, very bad here.
And good job by Cyanide there, just kind of portioning off that entirety of the stage with some spacing back airs to keep Dragoniota over there and allow his partner to, tack on some damage over on the other side.
So we see both members of the red team right at triple digits. Slight lead here for blue. But, I mean, Dragoniota doing a fantastic job of making this stock count.
For sure. He, with Mac with some rage. Ooh.
Dash attack, not the best option there. Could have clean punished. But instead eats the up air for his troubles. And now Moses on his own. 2 stocks to 1.
In some ways, I would say that having Moser try to do the 2v1 is way better than Dragoniota with the little Mac, just from a character standpoint.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're having to play a defensive game, and that's Villager's forte. So, and Moser really excels at that play style, enjoys that play style, so he certainly feels at home.
One of the first bullet points on his resume for sure. Whereas Mac gets in one bad disadvantage state, and both Mario and Ness, that's a combination of hitboxes that I just don't think Mac can get back against.
Exactly. And speaking of, Mario and Ness hitboxes, given the synergy or, the long-standing teaming of Cyanide and Sugar, I'm curious to see how they'll handle this 2 versus 1.
Well, we've seen them go for some initial heals at the start of the stock. Haven't really seen them go back to it because that would be something that, honestly, with the size of Final Destination and the speed of Villager, that could work into their advantage. You see them separate now.
Yeah.
Ask and you shall receive.
On cue.
And Moses taking his time to come back.
Getting big hill there.
Up air. Oh, just missed. Moses kind of nickel and diming his way back into the relevancy here.
And he, great save, but it's not going to do anything.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that was, he whiffed it. Now we've got us a match here for sure, folks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would say this is back in the favor of red team.
Yeah.
Honestly, you look at right now, back throw, back air, and up air, all win conditions right now for Sugar. But Moses staying so close to the ground right now, and center stage as well, making this extremely difficult.
You see there Moser's patience coming through. He's just sitting in shield. Kind of had a Mexican standoff for a second. Let Ness blink first, and he answered with that neutral air out of shield.
Great roll away from the Nair, using that auto cancel, saying, you're not going to grab me. I'm not going to let myself get touched. Already taking the lead. Moses putting on almost 50% now with no extra damage.
Yeah. He is definitely earning his keep here today. Well, that could have been trouble.
That definitely could have. Scary, scary moment. All right.
Because now the ledge play is going to become super important here because Neth's back throw is probably going to be online, and Moser might be running out of,
Yeah, the options. The tricks. Yes, I'm not going to that ledge.
Oh!
DI down. We living.
He's going to snatch up that PK Thunder. Oh, wow. Tight battle here. Looking for a jump off. Oh, he gets it. Wow, Moser brings back the
and
2
after the
versus
regrab,
1.
too.
Yeah.
Just waits it out. Says, all right, you want to let you do anything because he's not going to have the invincibility coming up from ledge. So any option outside of the get-up attack is really going to put himself in danger. And honestly, I think that might have even lost as well.
Yeah. With best it would have done, I believe, is with that forward smash that he killed it with, is just nullified the hitbox of the forward smash and Villager's forward smash. There's no zero cooldown on the thing.
No. Forward smash into jab, whiffed forward smash into jab, true combo. The truest.
So with that jab, if he would have followed that up, it would just reset the edge guard situation, which is
So you see them. We're talking about how they were deep in thought at the beginning of game one, back into the recesses of their mind after really letting game one slip away as Cyanide and Sugar right now. Debating what they could do differently, how they can improve, and really close it out.
Yeah.
We're looking at, 3 stocks to 1?
It was something to that effect, somewhere in there. And 2, the pivotal thing is, A, you lost your counter pick advantage. And to lose it in a 2 versus 1, it's got to be unfortunate. But I'm sure, they've been in that situation before.
Sure.
And they'll bounce back from it here. And they're so confident, it looks like they're going to run it back.
It's a sting that you brush off. Yeah. Kind of curious about this. Maybe this is just comfort, but
it could be.
They handled Dragoniota pretty easily. Honestly, he got some good kills and he got some great punishes, but for the most part,
non-issue.
The fear of Mac on FD just wasn't there.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see if Dragoniota is going to see if he can switch anything up and what he can do to be a more potent force there on stage.
We should be a little bit more patient with the target switches we're seeing right now, because he'll swing for the fences on one, swing for the fences on the other, and maybe hit one, but ends up getting punished pretty hard. Right. So I'd like to see him maybe slow things down a little bit and work out where and how he wants to make his hits matter.
That's a good observation. Yeah, I think that was a big part that what I think cost him in that first match.
Trying to do a little bit too much too often.
You see now Moser having to fight his way back on stage here. Just mistimed that down smash from Ness, but that down smash from Mario is going to clean that out.
Oh, and that counter was not a great option there.
Oh, errant. I think maybe, I guess he was assuming that Ness was going to come in off that PK fire, look for a grab, and he was going to be out of it, but just wasn't there for him.
Yeah, sometimes the best option is the simplest one. Just SDI out and reset neutral.
Credit to Sugar there, too, because he was probably cognizant that was an option, and so he said, look, I'm going to let you hang yourself. I'm going to give you just enough rough to hang yourself.
There we go. Now we're starting to see him start to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Jabbing on these perfect shields and then just letting things come naturally.
It was a fortunate bounce there for Dragoniota as he got hit with that neutral air from Ness, sending him back on stage as opposed to off, and runs into a forward smash.
Little Mac starting to struggle a little bit here. Already at 117 alt in the second stock. Moser as well. Blue team, pretty sizable lead now, probably full stock, I'd say.
Yeah. But that could quickly go away here with with Ness. Oh, I'm sorry, I had the percentage wrong. Yeah, Ness is. Oh my goodness, unfortunate SD there from Cyanide up being the wrong way, and he was at a reasonably healthy percent, I think, around in the 80s.
The double kill. All right, we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. And now we're looking at 3 stocks apiece, though. Moser sitting at 126, and back down to 0. 2 stocks to 3.
So Dragoniota is doing a good job of, hanging around this match a lot more than he was in the first, as he goes and just cleans shop over there on that right-hand side.
All right. Beautiful sequence of edge guards there, and that's going to be a free
snatches
stock.
that up, yeah.
See you later, and we're at a tie ball game. Not even. Red team.
Snatching it back.
Decent lead now.
Cyanide looking for a forward smash. It just wasn't there. I guess he was seeming like he was wanting Moser to land, but just
oh, just falls out of the KO punch. Knocked out, but
Moser going to be making that back as Dragoniota polices the edge to, occupy Sugar.
This is going to be so tough because, I mean, Ness's time in the sunlight, it's pretty shady out in O-Net right now. Not the same character that he once was.
No, unfortunately.
People's knowledge of how to play against and defeat this character is just gotten better and better and better.
And
wow,
Dragoniota still living. He's going
Dragoniota.
to look for a save, but just missed it. So we're in practically the same scenario as we were before. Almost we were in the same percent there for just a moment. So for sure, both players here are definitely in KO ranges with their respective back throws. Villager with a little bit fewer, or a little bit more options. Ness is going to be looking obviously for the up air, but Villager kind of got a host of options at his disposal with this percentage.
And we've seen both of them really, really take their time. It's not neither character has rushed so far into the match, and just like that, the rising tree is enough to do it. But it's kind of interesting to look at because both Moser and Sugar kind of play the same role for their teams. They're there to take out the stocks when needed, but for the most part, they're kind of just laying back and pestering, whereas we're seeing both Mario and Little Mac kind of swing for the fences a little bit more.
Yeah, they're definitely, the Mario and Little Mac, definitely the aggressors, and Villager and Ness definitely playing that support role. And so it's, in some ways you kind of expect the support roles to be there at the end.
Sure.
And then come down between
your healers are facing off.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great analogy. So, having lost 2 straight games now on FD, I wonder if Cyanide and Sugar will decide to try and run it back there for the 3rd time, see if 3rd time's the charm, or 3 strikes you're out, or if they'll go somewhere else.
So, starting with changes already, we do see Cyanide swap over to Diddy, and we're going to see the Town and City pick instead. Probably a good thing. There's one point where, eventually you'll break down the wall, but how bad of a concussion will you have when you get there? So looking at a 2-0 deficit right now, that concussion might be real closer than we think.
I'm sure, ultimately Little Mac isn't too broken up about the stage.
No, absolutely not.
So
got to be pretty happy with it,
yeah,
honestly.
exactly. That was
I haven't paid too close attention to the stat screen, but I'm actually kind of curious to see how much on paper Dragoniota has been able to do so far, because I don't see him. To my knowledge, he hasn't taken as many stocks as Moser for sure.
It's weird. It's almost like the players are fulfilling the opposite of their character archetypes in the team, dynamic. So, good weight on that down smash there to basically wipe that stock out.
No chance on coming back on that. He'd have to be saved, and unfortunately, Villager's not the fastest character, and all the way across Town and City.
Now Little Mac just kind of straightening up the ledge, allow Villager to get back, but Ness coming in with that forward throw is going to kind of reset the whole ball game over there.
With Sugar and Cyanide taking turns, just pushing back further and further off stage.
Sneaky neutral there coming in as he was looking for Moser was looking for ideally the 3 turnip there, which would have duffed him out, but he only got the 1. Not that it mattered because that spacing was just slightly off.
Oh, and rolls back into the back of the down smash. This character switch, pretty effective so far.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's sort of the benefit of that character switch is, okay, you understand now what they're going to do. Oh, that unfortunate team kill. And loses a stock for it, so that little exchange resulted in 2 stocks going by the wayside.
Not the snafu you want for sure.
But despite that, they still have a stock lead with Little Mac sitting at that 58%.
But when you see that meter rising quicker and quicker,
Yeah,
it's so close to a KO punch.
And surprisingly, I don't know how many KO punches Dragoniota has hit. Oh.
Just one so far. In game 1, he killed both Cyanide and Moser with one. So not the greatest of accuracy with the haymaker so far.
Moser's trying to get out in position just in case Dragoniota needs him, but it's looking like it might be too little too late for Dragonota stock right now. 122, the only one in triple digits at the moment.
And on his last stock to boot, so, you know, it kind of makes me wonder how they're going to play that game. Is Dragon going to take that stock, his villager, or is he going to let Moser rock with it?
Just gone. Not even a question.
Not even a question.
Frame perfect share stock.
Yeah. Oh, shield break. He's got to get over there and
big damage. Double kill.
Wow.
Let's go. Magic percents, baby.
Yeah. And just like that, we've got a ball game.
Nair beating out Moses' attempt there.
Laying on that down tilt on the edge, which super effective over there. You know, I'm kind of, I was kind of saying Moser needs to maybe not be hanging out on the ledge too much while his partner was over there having to deal with Diddy by his lonesome.
Oh, man. This is, all right, so one of the things you're going to have to look for is him try to get a kill without using the KO punch. If he uses the KO punch to finish out a move now, it's going to be over. Like, there's so much end lag on that, and that scenario obviously erased at the moment.
Yeah, so he's just going to have to flat out outplay some people because I don't believe he's going to be getting another KO punch before he this.
Wow.
No.
Small child.
Yeah.
Armed with a Louisville Slugger.
Playing some T-ball. Tink. So the character switch and the stage switch coming to paying
dividends already.
Paying dividends. As we're sitting 2-1.
And really, 2 interactions away from a convincing win game 3 instead of just a, okay, cool, we survived. Right. Because we had the sequence where you had the double KO, you had 2 double KOs actually. So, you know, Moser and Dragoniota now are in conference, stepping away from the bench for a moment.
It seems like, you know, with the sort of the onus has switched. You know, the pendulum of momentum is swinging in the favor, slowly but surely over to Cyanide Sugar. Still down 1, but, you know, coming off a pretty, honestly, good performance in that game. That, you know, if I was Cyanide Sugar, I'd say, look, we kind of dominated that game except for, like you said, just a few scenarios where things got dicey. And it didn't quite, you know, play out the way we wanted it. So
it's one of those games where it puts butts back in seats.
Yeah.
You know, if we see a 2-0 hole like there, like, all right, we can come back for the next one. And then after a game 3 like that, you're like, all right, well, let me go give this seat back before someone else grabs it.
Yeah.
Interesting to see them counterpick to Battlefield. I don't know what any of that was.
Yeah,
to start
he
the
just
game.
laid in there on Moser with the full jab. You know, in some ways I like the pick from Moser and Dragoniota just because Villager can have all sorts of fun over there on the platforms.
Wow! So, Moser with the hard bait on Sugar there saying, please keep throwing PK fire. Because of that, goes in and gets an F smash for his efforts.
Yeah, I mean, he took it from 0 to like 50-something real fast.
That was nasty. I like Dragoniota with the hopeful smash attacks there. Just
oh, no.
Reaching out, begging to touch Faith there for a moment. Please
come in this general area.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Dragoniota seemed to have air dodged and fast fell at the same time, or just, I don't know, erroneously air dodged and wound up SDing for it. He was at a pretty low percent.
So that's kind of been the story of the match so far, is that we're seeing these early stock losses from Dragoniota. And Moser kind of having to play keep away and keep up against Blue Team.
Good down smash option covers there. He's going to send Cyanide off stage to recover, which he manages to do, but eats an attack versus trouble that just resets it all.
And then, of course, leaves Sugar to have to play the 1v1. Ness versus Villager. Not a fun time.
Those are just throwing out those turnips. You know, why not? If you're underneath somebody, just have at it. Oh! And Yellery burned his double jump, or else he was going to snatch that up with the pocket.
And it's tough, too. I mean, you look at this.
Got it.
Red team with, oh my gosh, just surviving. basically a restraining order in. You're not allowed to see these kid. You're not allowed to see this kid right now. Parental rights firmly in favor of Little Mac and the small child.
Oh, and again, that Nest neutral air coming in and doing Dragoniota favors, but turning what should have been a lost stock into a second breath of life. Now, that was kind of a little silly looking scenario. Diddy was going high with the back airs, and Little Mac was trying to catch those landings with the down tilt, but these times were just off.
It's a quick little instructional video. This is how you auto-cancel Diddy Kong's back air. Wow, red team looking extremely strong right now.
Yeah, Moser sitting on his first stock at 152, and Little Mac, Dragoniota's Little Mac making that second stock count here at 135.
Finally there. Having to give up the ghost a little bit. Sugar pulling out 2 stocks in quick succession there.
And at this point, you know, Little Mac can afford to swing a little bit with his partner in the vicinity because he's sitting at a fresh 2 stocks.
Yeah, you're seeing the cut right above the eye. And vision's starting to get a little bit blurry. What have they got left to do? And now Ness of all characters is going to tasked with pulling off a 3 stocks to 1 comeback.
This is certainly not an enviable position for Sugar. I can certainly say that.
Yeah, it's tough because, like, for the most part, like, normally you're going to have these individual neutral interactions, but if he loses his double jump off stage, that's a done deal.
Yep.
Like, it's over.
Oh, nice conversion there off the throw. I like where their head was at with that. The up smash was going to cover to the left. The up B was going to cover to the right, but just slightly off.
Dash attack.
Not going to do it.
But there's the double jump.
Exactly. Villager's going to go down there and babysit, but great job of, I was going to say great job of Sugar to prolong it as long as he could.
Yeah, prolong the inevitable.
Yeah.
Kept the needle.